Good morning. Welcome to a new morning. It's a new day. Today is the 14th day in the month of January in the year that God has given to us. I'm happy that you are awake to listen to this morning wisdom. In today's morning wisdom, we want to talk about test of character. We are going to start by reading Matthew chapter 7 verse 15 to 19. It says, "Beware of the false prophets who come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravenous wolves. You will know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes from thorn bushes or figs from thistles? Even so, every good tree bears good fruit, but a bad tree bears bad fruit. A good tree cannot bear bad fruit, nor can a bad tree bear good fruit. Every tree that does not bear good fruit is cut down and thrown into fire. Therefore, by their fruit you shall know them." When Jesus is talking about fruit, he's talking about character. You go to Galatians chapter 5 verse 22, you will see what the fruit is. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. Against such there is no law. Did you get that? With good character there is no law. Let me start by saying we are always eager to get to know people by their gifts. We celebrate people by their gifts. Prophesy, he heals the sick, he raised the dead, he teaches very well, just like I'm teaching, does this well. We celebrate gifts more than we celebrate characters. And most times we get shocked. Jesus was talking about the false prophet, but I will be talking about every one of us in general. Including you. There is a test to know if you have a character of the Spirit. There is a test to know that. This morning is not going to be a very long talk. I want it as short as it can. We mostly focused on gifts than we focus on character. And oftentimes we get shock of our life when our Master Jesus has warned us about how we are going to know the real people, or how to differentiate between the sheep and the wolves. But we focus more on the gift. We celebrate people with best teaching abilities, preaching abilities, gift of money. In fact, if you have Holy Spirit, it would have led you to money. These are the things we describe as being filled with the Spirit. That's what we look after. And that's why we are mostly deceived. Gifts can be faked, but characters cannot be faked. Test of character. How will you test the fruit of the Spirit that we listed? A true test of love is when you have nothing to gain. I love and I love you, you love me. A true test of love is when you have nothing to gain. When there is gain attached to it, is not love. A true test of faith is when all hope is lost. Or in uncertainty, when you don't know what tomorrow brings, that's when we'll know if you truly have faith. When nobody trusts, when nobody believes it could happen. True test of joy is in the midst of troubles, when there is nothing to share. It's not when you are bought a new phone or a new car or built a new house, you are celebrating happy. That's not when to test joy. It is when there is trouble, you still have the joy of the Holy Spirit, the joy that comes within. It's not mere happiness. A true test of temperate, or call it self-control, is in the midst of numerous provocations. That's when we test whether you have self-control. It is not when everybody around you is behaving well. It is not when everybody around you is doing the right thing. Nobody provokes you. Even self-control is measured when you are sexually provoked. When you are habitually provoked to anger, how do you control it? It is not when everything is alright, you say you have temperate. True test of humility is when you are something, that is, when you are highly placed or in possession of power. That's when we know whether you are humble, whether you are meek. It is not that time that the lowest part of your life, you said you are humble. It's not when you have nothing, you say you are humble. It's when you have something, when you are rich, when you possess power, when you possess a position. Will you still come down? Will you still come down? That's when we test your humility. It's not when you are still nwa boy, when you are still a servant, when you are still a student. It is when you hold that position. Okay. And finally, a true test of goodness is when you cannot be paid back or when there is no return. People do good to those who do good to them, or people do good to people expecting return. There's this adage that says, in other words, whatever you do for somebody, something that will bring return. Goodness should not be transactional. Goodness is not business. And to test it is when you have nothing to gain. Because if you support that person, you know in future he will support you. If you do good to the person, he will do good to you. That's selfish. But then a true test is when you do good to those people that cannot help you. They are not in any position to help you in future. They can't help you, but you do good to them. This morning, test yourself whether you are in the right character, whether you have the fruit of the Spirit. Are you a child of God? The proof of Holy Spirit in you is not when you speak in tongues, you preach, you shake head. It's in these things I mentioned. Do not be deceived. With this test, if you are deceived, the fault is yours. With this test of character, if you are deceived by anybody, the fault is yours. Christ has given us a test button. Test yourself. Test every spirit. How can you test them? By their fruit you shall know them. My name is Pastor Rainbow, voice from the wilderness. With this wireless mic, telling you, share this message. Welcome to a brand new morning. Enjoy the rest of your day. And I pray, may this day bring good tidings. May this day bring favor. May this day be free from sad news. May you go and come back in peace and join us tomorrow morning. This is Morning Wisdom. Have a lovely day.